Most people moving to Santa Barbara come here thinking, I just want that classic Spanish style home. And honestly, that's exactly how people end up in the wrong house, in the wrong neighborhood, and paying way more than they should. Santa Barbara doesn't just have one architectural style. It has multiple, and each one is tied to a completely different lifestyle. Let's break down some of the main architectural styles you'll actually find here. The common belief is simple. Santa Barbara equals Spanish Colonial Revival homes. White stucco walls, red tile roofs, arches, and beautiful courtyards. A lot of that comes from the early 20th century architects like George Washington Smith and Alex de Alfonso, who helped define that iconic look after the city was rebuilt in the 1920s and later expanded by designers like Lutah Marie Riggs. But over time, different parts of Santa Barbara developed completely different architectural identities. You'll see this heavily in Montecito, the Santa Barbara Riviera, and various historic parts of the city and city buildings. These homes were designed in a completely different era. This means you're often dealing with smaller rooms, less open layouts, limited closet space, and more compartmentalized spaces. They're beautiful, but not always built for how people live today. And that's usually where buyers start asking, what else is out there? That brings us to California ranch homes. These homes became most popular post-World War II as Santa Barbara expanded outward, and are the largest bulk of housing of this style that has been remodeled through the years. And while these weren't always tied to one single famous architect locally, they were influenced by broader California designers like Cliff May, who really defined the indoor-outdoor lifestyle. You'll find these in Goleta and across the Mesa neighborhoods in Santa Barbara. This is where function really starts to shine. Single-story living, better flow, easier connection to the outdoor space. This is how a lot of locals actually live day to day. But if your priority is views and design, mid-century modern really stands out. These homes focus on clean lines, simplicity, and connecting the home to its surroundings. In Santa Barbara, you'll see influence from architects like Lutah Marie Riggs, who evolved beyond traditional Spanish design into more modern forms. You'll find these mostly in hillside areas like the Santa Barbara Riviera. What makes these homes special is the experience: natural light, framed views, and a layout designed around the environment. The caveat? These are harder to find, and if they haven't been updated, renovations can get expensive quickly. Another architect, Paul Greene, designed homes built in the 1950s and 60s in Santa Barbara, offering a simplistic mid-century modern, oftentimes a nice single-level layout, which are highly sought after. Then there's the version of Santa Barbara most people picture online, the Mediterranean-style homes and estates. Think larger scale, more ornate details, and more of that European villa influence. These styles were often blended and expanded upon by architects working in the legacy of early designers like George Washington Smith and later luxury estate architects in Montecito. And this is where Santa Barbara really leans into luxury living. Bigger properties, more privacy, and more of a retreat-style environment. You will also find many Mediterranean-style homes in the area we refer to as Pill Hill, which is located just above Cathedral Oaks and off San Antonio Creek Road. Many of the homes in this area were rebuilt in the early 1990s and after the Painted Cave fire. In this area, you will find a mix of styles, but primarily Mediterranean, with large square footage, on larger lots, and some with fantastic views. Contemporary coastal homes. These modern builds and high-end remodels are where Santa Barbara is currently heading. They aren't tied to one historic architect, but more to modern design principles and newer architects bringing a clean, minimalist approach. You'll see these in the Mesa, in newer construction, and in high-end remodels throughout Santa Barbara. And this is what a lot of relocating buyers expect to find. Open layouts, massive glass doors, seamless indoor-outdoor living. But the inventory of this style of home is extremely limited. So when these hit the market, they usually command a premium price and sell quickly with multiple offers. So you have to be ready to jump. Choosing a home based on how it looks without understanding how it actually lives is the biggest mistake I see when people are moving to Santa Barbara. If you're thinking about making the move and you're trying to figure out which style of home actually fits your lifestyle, that's exactly what I help people navigate every day. Email me at info@emmyluxuryhomes.com and I'd be happy to walk you through the different areas, what's available right now, and what actually makes the most sense for you.